Hi guys, I am here in front of my summer greenhouse. I live in Michigan, so I use this one during 5 months. And I wanted to give you a tour of plants that I keep in there. So, I don't know, maybe let's start from this top shelf that's really hard to see. So I'm going to be taking plants down to show you. So I took down plants from my first shelf. There is a minting cactus, and then I have some euphorbias. This one I think got a little bit sunburned on that top shelf. Then there's this euphorbia, and then this one. If you remember, my husband bought me all of these for Christmas. There is Meliformis, this is Tubi glands, there is Obesus, and again I think that this is a burn from being right at the top shelf. And then I have a lot of kalanhoes on the top shelf. This one I got in swap with Emily. Then this one here, I think it's Mother of Millions maybe. Looks really pretty. This is also kalanhoe plant that I got from Emily. Looks really interesting. I think it stretched terribly because we had a lot of cloudy days without sun, and then even though it's on the first shelf, I don't think it's looking that great. And these are cuttings of the bigger plant that I had that got mealybugs, and I just wanted to have smaller pots, so I just started this one. They're all rooted. This one is really beautiful. I think it's called kalanhoe. Let's see, Sinsepala. Anyway, it's really like these edges. They're like dark red. Are just so pretty. Donkey's Ear, I think it's called. I also got from Emily from a swap, and since I put it on a top shelf, it started becoming red, so I'm assuming it's a sunburn. This is a panda plant, and this, I don't know what it is. I think this is not a normal color, it's more red, but I think because it's on a top shelf it got really pale. I have a few other plants on top that I'm going to quickly show you. There's this sedum. This little arrangement I got from a client who actually made this pot, and she also picked plants. This is a really pretty blue color that goes well with these orangish yellow green tones. And then I have a few agaves here, as you can see. This one over there, this one here, and then I have two cactuses, elongata, Mimicry elongata, that bronze color, and then this one that has so many blooms preparing to come out. Really excited about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a burn from last year that it grew out of, so really excited about that blooming. Alright, so let me show you what I have on the second shelf here. I have Senecio Christmas or String of Pearls. My attempt probably number 3 because these are not that easy to grow, and I think it likes this spot because it's been growing new shoots and it's not been getting yellow or drying up, so hopefully it's gonna grow here. This shelf is really just cactuses, except this one here at the end, which is the Senecio pink granite. I'm really enjoying looking at the colors of this one. It's just so beautiful. Cactuses are starting to get some pests. Like this one had some mealybugs that I found this morning, so I'm gonna have to look and spray some of them. As you can see, there's a lot of small pots. I got rid of some of the bigger pots so I can have less stuff that takes less space as we're preparing to move. This one is finally growing a pup. I'm so excited about that. And this one is also growing a pup. Really exciting. These guys are growing a lot of pups this year, well, actually every year. And I noticed some mealybugs, so I'm gonna have to spray that one. Let's see what else we have here. This is a rainbow cactus. This one definitely has pests. I've seen some kind of little white things. I think that's aphids, so I'm gonna have to spray that one too. Castle cactus, brain cactus, elongata, Mimicry elongata. And this one looks beautiful when the sun gets really nice colors. And then there is a golden barrel at the end. On the third shelf here, I have Sedum hernandezi. I absolutely love this plant. I have it for a few years now, and it got stretched at some point, and I just kept it as it is. And this early spring, it started filling up the spaces that where it's stretched and growing new shoots, which it's starting to get that full look, and I love it. I love this little sedum. Sedum furfureteum is smaller than this one, and I again got stretched a lot, but I'm gonna keep it with the hope that it gets fuller. This one can get really pretty purplish tones when it's stressed. So this here is Sansevieria samurai dwarf, and has beautiful orangish, reddish, and white edges. Like really nice looking, and it's very thick leaves, different than the regular echeverias. There is few gasterias here. This is Gasteria bicolor lilliputana. I used to have it in a small terracotta white pot, and I moved it finally to a bigger pot because I think it was really cramped. This is Theora salicornoides, drunkard's dream. Really pretty plant. These cuttings that I got from Emily during swap, they rooted really easily, and they grew probably 1/3 of an inch of new leaves. So I think that they like it here. I really like this one, and I'm hoping it's gonna grow more pups. And then I have here Senecio Christmas, I think it's called. These were just cuttings, and they rooted, and they're doing really good. This is another plant that I got from swap with Emily. Good pickle plant, grew a little bit in height. I think this is also Senecio. Yeah, it is. And this is another Senecio. I don't know if it's ladyfingers or not, but it has that white powder, so it's really, I'm watching not to touch it much. I think it's stretched at some point, but I'm gonna keep it. There is Corpuscularia lermani. As you know from my other videos, this one gets dry a lot more than other succulents, so I'm watching to water it. You can see these wrinkly leaves. And this one stretched a lot, but I see that it's trying to fill up by growing new shoots, so really pretty and interesting plant. Then below I have some mimicry plants. If you remember, I had a lot of litops in a small terracotta painted white pots, and I decided to just keep smaller number of them and get rid of the rest. I gave to conservatory because it's not my top favorite thing among succulents, and I just want to have less pots to move. Small pots are a pain to keep on shelves because they don't have stability, so, and they don't even do well in trays because they are wobbly. So I just picked the ones that I like the best. These guys all split this winter, so I think they're healthy, and only this one didn't dry up the leaves, but everybody else split and lost the leaves. This is Lapidary Margarets that I have. They're doing good too. And this is my arrangement of Mimicry Plants that I showed you a while ago, I think a few months ago. The only thing that I changed is added this astrophytum. But yeah, they're doing good. This one lost a pair of leaves, as you can see below, and grew another pair of leaves. I lost the purple one, and that happened when I was in Serbia. I came back and it was completely dried up. So that was really weird. I didn't do anything to it. And then I got this set of a little bit different split rocks, and I added it here, and I like it better like this. I like it more green and less purple. Then I have few Euphorbias here that used to be on a side porch in the last years, and hopefully they're getting some sunlight here. And then I have Euphorbia horrida here that's growing some new pups on the bottom, and then below there is this Ripsalis basifera mistletoe cactus that's doing great, no pests. There is behind it Ripsalis horrida or mousetail cactus, and then on the right side of those two guys I have tray with aloes. So I'm gonna try to either, I think it's gonna be hard to pull them out, so I'm gonna just go close as I can to show you. This is Coral Fire. It's a baby from a big one that I sold, I think last year or the previous year. So this one is getting big too. I forgot the name of this one, got quite tall. Then, okay, maybe I'm gonna go to the other side to show you the rest. So on this aloe tray I have some Euphorbias, like this one here that really needs more light. If you remember this climbing aloe here that was attacked by caterpillar last year, I beheaded it in spring and kept these smaller rooted cuttings. This one here was a purchase from Ted's greenhouses, I think a year and a half ago, and not only did it grew a lot, but it grew 2 pups. Then I have some colorful aloes here, and blue elf. And then on this side here I can show you this one. I think grew the most. It looks really amazing, and these guys grew a lot. They're looking really nice. And this is my aloe brevifolia, just a little guy that I kept because I sold a bigger one just to have less spots when we move. Alright, so maybe I'm going to show you now these middle shelves here. So first one here is Hoya. I got it a year and a half ago from Ted's greenhouses, and if you remember first winter it struggled, it had some black spots, and I think it's because it was by window and it was cold. This winter I put it under lights and it did wonderful. Didn't lose one leaf, didn't have any damages, started growing blooms, and unfortunately blooms got attacked by pests and completely dried up. So on my surprise, this bloom here that grew and got attacked by pests and dried up, the new set of blooms started growing on the same spot, got attacked by pests again, and I sprayed it a few times already, and some of the blooms dried up, but most of them are doing good, and I think I'm going to see blooms, so I'm really excited. And there is a new little bouquet of blooms growing here as well. There is a pink showing up, but I think this distortion on the leaf is from the presence of pests. Here is my stapelia huernia collection. First one here is stapelia grandiflora with the beautiful red blooms. These are actually rooted cuttings from the mother plant that had black spots, not this winter but the previous winter, but I kept the plant because it kept growing, so I didn't want to throw it away, and all the new cuttings would grow healthy like this one here, and then I would, when they're bigger and start growing roots, I would separate them and put them in a different pot. So these are the healthy ones. So that's what you can do if you have some issues with huernias and stapelias, because they're kind of hard to kill. So you can just separate the new growth. Then I have a big Stapelia giganta here, and a pup that was rooted here. Then I have a huernia Toretti primulina, wonderful huernia that grows pretty aggressively. I got a lot of pups last year from it, and it's still growing a lot of pups here. And surprisingly, you know, these were actually doing the worst when I went to Serbia. They got attacked so much with pests that literally the tips were covered with white when I came back. 3 weeks was too long not to be pests not to be managed, but these bigger ones didn't get attacked almost at all. So I suppose some had a really good immune system to defend themselves from pests. These little guys were attacked a lot. So I have here Orbea speciosa that was really just so damaged, and growth is so stunted because of the pests, and got the black spots that are a result of sticky stuff that is produced by aphids and mealybugs. Then there is huernia macrocarpa. I got this one from a small cutting from Serbia, and it grew whole plant. Again, has pests. I have to spray some more. This one here and this one here were cuttings that I bought from Ted's greenhouses, and they rooted successfully and started growing new pups, as well as this one. And then I have a bunch of things that I got from a swap that were really unwell. Look at how much black this one has, but it's growing new pups, so it's alive. So I got a lot of these from a swap end of the fall. This is Huernia percumbens, Huernia zebrina, lifesaver plant. This one and these here I brought cuttings from Serbia, and I don't think that they're doing that great at all. And then this is my Orbea, stapelia variegata, not doing good, was attacked by pests a lot. I see one mealybug now, and then it has some black spots from pests. And then here, this one is one you remember from Serbia, that big pot, huernia pot. That's the cutting from that one I brought here, and it's growing some new pups. This is, I think, Huernia keniensis, but I'm not 100% sure. Doing pretty good actually. Does have a few pests here and there. This is rooted cutting that I got from Serbia, a little water deprived. Alright, and then below on the second shelf I have Huernia schneideriana. It was attacked by pests a lot, and even though it's a really big specimen, it didn't do very well. It has some black spots. We'll see what's going to happen. This one having also pests. I need to probably spray it some type of sedum trulesi. Here is some of my topsy-turvy rooting. Sedum that lost the color and stretched, so I moved it here to see if it's going to get more light. A crassula that I got from a subscriber that was really stretched because it traveled accidentally to another place before coming to me. And then there is this little pink butterfly kalanhoe that I got from Emily in swap. Got really sick, so I beheaded it and successfully rooted, but it doesn't look that great. This Graptovaria, I would assume it's blue pearl, not doing that great here. Doesn't have much color, a little bit stretched. I think it probably needs more sunlight. This is Euphorbias Braless. I have a lot of these, so if somebody's interested to get the pup, let me know. Then I have some rooting here. Kalanhoe humilis, Desert Surprise, and I think this is Kalanhoe miloti. I have some topsy-turvy that I'm propagating. Aloe in the back. This one I don't know name of, doing pretty good. Another blue pearl that's kind of not that happy here. And Echeveria Pearl One Norberg. I think it lost color almost at all, completely since it got outside. So those are some of my propagations, and this is from a swap with Emily, Echeveria imbricata, Echeveria Braless that I have extra, so I might sell this one. And then Echeveria agavoides, that's my biggest one. And then I do have some propagations of my ghost plant, and I think that's about it. Here I also have Chryssulas that didn't do very well when I was gone in Serbia. I had a lot of pests and black mold showing up, but a lot of leaves came off and the new growth is pretty healthy. So I've been leaving them actually on to get some rain, because I noticed it helps with keeping them healthier and killing some of the pests. And this one also had sticky spots from aphids, and it was only inside, so I just took it outside a few days ago to get some rain and natural sun, but it's been wet again and raining, so not a lot of airflow. This one here was blooming and got a ton of aphids. They go like crazy to the blooms, so sometimes I remove blooms before they're done, because it helps. This is just a perlite, because it helps not to have as much problems with the plant. And then here is my big Senecio testudo that was attacked by pests, and I'm gonna talk to you about it in one of the next videos. And then at the end I want to show you this beautiful bloom. This is first time blooming for me. It's I don't know if it's some kind of yucca plant, and I just love this bloom. It's like so weddingy and so elegant and gentle. Look at all these beautiful flowers. So we are moving this fall, and I'm not gonna dig this big one obviously, but I'm gonna probably remove the pups here that don't get enough sunlight anywhere because they're close to the wall, and I'm gonna take them with me, and hopefully they will eventually bloom like this as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.